Go on Zoom. You know you're on Zoom. What are you saying?
Some of the people left the community and they were like, right?
No, there's still Corona.
So I thought you said someone was in Arizona or someone.
There is, yeah.
But they're doing permanently?
Yeah, the guy that started this year on Monday nights in Shayoshu 15 years ago is in Arizona.
Who's that?
His name Ike. He came before you, Tom.
Yeah.
Shlomi Friedman, how are you? Good to see you again. Okay, ready? Siman Vav, I think, right? We finished Siman Hey, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
We did the Gartel and everything. Yeah. Okay, so K'tzas K'chali Brachas Adine Baruch Hu Baruch Shemayu Va Yod Aleph Sifim. That's Lili Nishmas Reb David Feinstein. Right, that's right. Reb David always, and he said when he gave the Mishtaburu shit. So yeah, so fine. Okay, so Kaidem Sheyivarach Eza Bracha. Before you make a bracha, if this is going to cost, if you listen to this halachas here, it's going to cost you time during the day, because you're no longer going to make brachas. The way we normally make brachas if we pay attention to this. Yeah? Right. Before you make any bracha, eza bracha, right? Tzarech hu ladas, eza bracha shu tzarech levarach. You have to know which bracha you're gonna make. Which way weiter in Hilchos brachas, right? So this is negay. If somebody makes a bracha and he thinks what he's eating is, he thinks he's taking a cup of beer. Right, and he ends up taking. It ends up being water. So, what he thought he was making the bracha on was incorrect. Right, that's what it's most negay. Or it's negay to me in the morning when I start Baruch Atah Hashem in brachas, and I have no recollection which bracha I had in mind. What I was going to say, was it a Shabbat Charbanu, Natilas Yidayim, Hashem Asal Asechi, whatever. I don't.
Or what about if you have a few different items on your plate and they get different brachas, and you're putting one on your fork, but you're making a bracha for the other items?
Yeah. So that would be the same thing. But that he's going to handle in Hilchos Brachas much later. Siman Nun. I think it's Siman Nun. Yeah, it says on the bottom here Siman Nun. Right, but you have to know what bracha you're making. When you're mentioning Hashem's name, Shu Ikar Bracha. That's the Ikar Brachas when you say Hashem Baruch Atah Hashem. Yeida Mache Yisayim. You have to know what you're ending off. Right, meaning you can't just say Baruch Atah Hashem. What? No, but even if it's the same bracha.
I don't see here.
You're not focused on what you're doing. You're not focused. That's
No,
the point.
it says here you need to.
You mean
know
you want to
what
be
bracha
medayik
you're
because it
supposed
says
to make.
Yei
It doesn't say what you're going to drink.
No, that's true. But you're making a bracha on a certain type of food. Right? So you have to, we're going to see in Hilchos Brachos that's what it is. You have whatever food you thought you're having, you have to make the bracha. If it's a different food, then that was not what you were having kavanah to make the bracha. You're right. The lashon's mashma. He's asking here that the lashon yeda masha yisayim says if it's both shahakal, so what's the difference? It's the same bracha. What's the difference if it's beer or water, right? But the halacha is no. You have to have in mind exactly what you're thanking Hashem for.
Is that somewhere else?
Yeah. That's not here. That's not here. No. That's I'm saying that's not here. No, it's weiter in Hilchos Brachos, right?
You're saying thanking Hashem for just being
So that
correct, but you have to be more specific. Right? You have to be more specific. No. For Haidah, you're thanking Hashem for beer as opposed to thanking Hashem for water.
Well,
right? What do you say?
would that be the same thing? You thought you were having an artisanal club bread, and then somebody put in a Goyish white bread in there.
I don't know, because bread, you mean you want to start differentiating between types of breads?
Well, I don't know if you're making different, so maybe not.
I will have to see in Hilchos Brachos. We'll have to see in Hilchos Brachos. But the point is, right, so one thing is zicher. You have to know who you're making the bracha to. You have to know who you're making the bracha to. And another, let's just stay with that, right? For also, meaning somebody can't say, close your eyes and make a shahakal. And you have no idea what you're eating. Although, I don't know, maybe that would work because you're making a shot because you have no idea what you're.
What did the guys do? Rav Yaakov.
Maybe.
yeah.
What did they do with your father's Scotch test?
What?
What did the guys do with your father's Scotch test?
Scotch who?
Your father, all of a sudden, Scotch test.
Oh, the
The guy
Scotch.
said they could
Right,
tell
if you
the
do it-
difference in the Scotch.
Yes, right. You do
So
that.
what if someone?
You take one Scotch, but that's what you would say. One of the guys would say.
In principle, I understand we're taking other halachas also to understand that it's very good
Correct.
that we know that. But in principle, this statement is basically that before you start the bracha, you need to know the end of the bracha. You need to know which
Rabbi.
bracha you're going to make.
Correct.
That's what it says.
What do you do for a blind person?
He knows.
You're gonna feel it. You'll tell him. You'll feel it or something. Okay, so now the next line. Va'asr lasois shum davar b'shashahu mevareh. This is not an easy one, especially with the advent of smartphones. This next halacha is not so easy to keep, right? It is also to do anything when you're making a bracha. Oh, so I remember coming out that you are not allowed to walk when you make a bracha. You have to stay in one spot. I looked around to find, I can't find where it says that. So if anybody knows,
A bracha you're eating or any bracha?
any bracha. Asher yotza. I tell you, most negay is asher yotza.
So someone goes on the way and makes
Yeah.
That's the thing, but think about it. If you talk with Davis, you can put.
So you can't pace. You can't pace while saying brachas.
See, so that's the thing. So pacing, if it's gonna help, pacing, if it's gonna help your concentration, right? Is maybe that's all right.
say on the way of the
Tfilas haderech?
you have to park to the
Tfilas,
side.
yes, you're right away. That's a very good point. Tfilas haderech, you should not say while you're driving the car. Now, what's that? That's lechatchila. Lechatchila.
No, you're not.
You still drive.
No, that's considered.
When I'm driving with my wife, and we have to say Tfilas haderech, she says it. She
No,
says
but
it.
planet Earth is spinning at 25,000
Really, you should
miles
both
an hour.
stop. Really, you should both stop.
Maybe she's saying smart too. At the same time.
What?
You drive, maybe she's saying smart. Same
No,
time.
that's, by the way, Birchas Hamazon, when you're traveling, you are allowed to. Birchas Hamazon, you are allowed to. You are allowed to bench because you're gonna be so mavobel in your brain while you're traveling. If you're gonna stop because you're gonna be delayed, so then you're allowed to. But really, lechatchila, you shouldn't. The Stipler, they said when he went to Yerushalayim, got out of the car. What do you call it? By the Coca-Cola factory. I think that's what it says in Aruch. By the Coca-Cola factory outside Bnei Brak, that's where he got out of the car and made tefillas haderech.
So that would be good if you're going from here to here.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. But it's poshut that you shouldn't be cleaning up while you're saying Birchas Hamazon, right? And you certainly shouldn't be checking your emails, right?
Listen to the Facebook.
I actually, there was a Chassidish guy that stopped by my house on Shabbos afternoon, and he told me, I was asking him about how it works with the smartphones, because he has a smartphone, but he says his kids would never look at smartphones and never have, so I don't understand, it's in a stira. So he said it's a shtickle chisaron, because in the Chassidish places, as long as you don't have, no offense over there, but he said, I'm from a Chassidish guy, I'm quoting him, not from me, yeah? In my heart, I'm a chassid too. But he said like this. He said that as long as you go, you don't bring the smartphone in, you could take out your flip phone in the middle of. He saw a guy being the chazan in the shul, and he was texting while he was in the middle of Chazaras Hashatz. But Abiyah was on his flip phone as opposed to his smartphone. But Kitzur, you can't do that. As I stated, right? You're not allowed to do anything while you're making a bracha.
You're not doing anything. You're just reading siddur, right? He's saying you're having a shot at the apps that has the benching, if that's okay or not, or the davening, you're challenging that might be an issue.
First of all, that could be an issue. To bench from a phone is maybe okay. To daven from a phone is a big shaila, because you're not allowed to hold the phone in your hand. You're not allowed to hold anything in your hand when you're davening. It's a shaila that you can even hold a siddur in your hand when you're davening. But certainly something that you're afraid is going to fall, is going to break. It's a shaila. We allow it. So you're not allowed to hold anything in your hand.
Why?
Because we're afraid you're gonna concentrate on the thing falling out of your hand, as opposed to, but a phone for sure, unless you have a OtterBox. If you have a OtterBox, so then yeah.
So Stender is like halacha, you have to have it.
You still don't want it to fall.
Yeah.
What with the otter
Even
box?
if you have an otter box, you still don't want it to fall.
Well, you will.
It's your Haley
Right.
Gaffalin. You don't want it to fall.
But can I, okay, I'll show my age. What is an otter box?
I was about to say, do you have any idea?
It's a heavy cover. It's a heavy phone cover.
It makes your smartphone look like a tank. That's all. It's.
I have it also because I drop my phone all the time.
There you
I
go.
always have three things in my hand at the same time,
These
and
things
I'm
you say-
always dropping it, and I've broken many.
What?
I think we say no plug for these things usually.
What? Lemaisa, the oilam davens from smartphones. Why they daven from smartphones, I don't know, but they daven from
You don't
smartphones.
want people to think like that was answering.
There's a shortage of Siddurim in the world.
Yeah. Right.
It's portable.
Listen, the guy made the watch app for Hishanis, for the Apple Watch. It was a mamish. It was a game changer. I have to tell you. I should be embarrassed to say, but the Apple Watch, he made Hishanis on the watch. It was mamish. That was a game changer. It was mamish a game changer. I still have it on it. It's
How do you
Givaldic.
scroll?
But it automatically updates to that day. You don't even have to nothing. Tell you it was Givaldic. And it wasn't even holding it in your hand. It's on your wrist.
On Yontif too.
No, it was free. It was free. It's free. Yeah. What? He does. No. Right. On the phone. For the phone. Yeah. 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 Anyway, so but bottom line is I think the thing that it's most negated to is Birchas Hamazon. People, for whatever reason, Birchas Hamazon is long, and you start clearing up the table. You start moving the crumbs and start piling up the plates when you're in the middle of benching, and that's not allowed. That's mamash not allowed. Okay. Below Yivarach b'mehirus, that's another one that's not so easy to keep, right? You should not make a bracha b'mehirus. Eli Yechaven Pirush Hamilos, you have to be mechaven what the taich is. Is that lashon sefer Chasidim, and this is the lashon sefer Chasidim. That's a little bit long. When you wash your hands, or you make a bracha on fruit, all these things that we constantly make all day. So Mamela, we're so used to it. You have to be mechaven in your heart to bench Hashem. That He did chesed for you. But not only a peiros, a lechem, what? I don't mean to bench Hashem. That's the literal taich is to bench Hashem, but it means whatever. Correct, right? And He commanded us on this mitzvah to make the bracha. And he shouldn't do it like somebody who's just without mindless. I guess that would be the touch, right? It's mindless.
So if you're not able to do this, right? So that means you shouldn't be eating, or you shouldn't make a bracha.
Here's his question. He's saying, let's say you can't properly make bracha.
Let's say I'm in the middle of work and I'm going to go eat an apple, and I know I'm not going to stop and pay attention to what I'm saying. So does that mean I can't eat, or I shouldn't make a bracha?
It's actually tonight's daf, right? Tonight's daf starts off with he didn't have Chamar Medina, so he fasted. He didn't want to make Havdalah on Chamar Medina, so he fasted.
You're small. Learn your lesson the hard way.
The rabbi here says that you shouldn't eat. If you can't make a proper bracha, then you shouldn't eat. I kind of hear what he's saying. I hear you, Aruch. I mean, l'chara, if you can't make a proper bracha, so don't eat. Then what's no? I hear. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, there are mekulas, right? The Gemaras and Brachas say that there are kulas that somebody who's working davens on a tree, even though normally you're not allowed to daven on a tree. Right? So we have those halachas.
Yeah. They don't ask much. We're not asking.
Yeah, so that's
one puzzle.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but he's not talking about freezing. He's saying grabbing a snack.
Yeah, it's time to drop the Seasons Express.
Okay, but he's not talking about that. He's talking about a guy's in the middle of work and he's busy. He's running around and he's trying to grab something to eat.
You know the Meister the Chavis Chaim Schwab, the one Shabbos he spent there, the random Shabbos. All of a sudden, in the middle of the day, the Chavis Chaim goes. It says that when one tasted like whatever you thought about. It says, what did it taste of the Nishkit Shacht? What did it taste like? I started going around the table. So it's honey and dough. No, I got angry. So finally, I was like, Bloß, aber ihr traffic nicht, hat nicht getan.
I hear. Very good. Very good.
That's what I'm saying, but let's say you're at a kiddush, let's say you're at a simcha. You're not focusing on
Yeah,
what
you
you're
know,
not
he's a
focusing
victim.
on
He's
what's
at a
going
kid.
on the words you're saying.
That's Avera Guerrero's Avera. You went to a kiddush, so you shouldn't.
I'm a mutter kiddush, okay? Not
What?
every kiddush is.
I hear. It's one for a baby girl that you have that you, otherwise they won't get a shidduch. That's what you're saying.
Exactly. Or, yeah, I go. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those mitzvah kiddushim. Okay. So Hashem gets very upset if you say brachas without kavana, and he said it. He sent to us biyad Yeshayahu. They're trying to be mechaber me, but their hearts are distant. And they're doing it like a way of regular person. These goes through the motions, as they call it, right? By rote. Hey, it's interesting. He calls him the Shaya. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I don't know the way Minor Kudus has it. He calls it when he's quoting the pasuk. He says Yeshayahu, but then the Kitzur refers to him as Yeshaya, right? Which is the same thing, right? But anyways, Ray Masi Bonik.
Shaya Barchi.
What do you say?
He said Shaya Barchi.
Yeah, right. So Ray Masi Bonik Einam Elo Lakonim. It's like for face. They're just doing it like they're not really paying too much attention. Right? And they're just coming in their davening, but without a full heart, because they're just doing that's you grow up, you go to shul. Right? Hey, they clean their hands, they make netilas yadayim, and they make birchas habaytzi. And then they drink and they make the brachas like as if it's just that's by rote, like you said. But when they make a bracha, they don't even have any kavanah to bench me. So therefore, he gets very upset and he swears in his name. Meaning he's going to make the chachma go away. That's what Chachamim warned us. That's all the lashon of the Sefer Chassidim, right? What's the Sefer Chassidim? Yeah, that's all the lashon of Sefer Chassidim. You should be margal yourself to say the brachas out loud. Because the kol and makes you have more kavanah, right? Okay, so there's different mahalchim with that. Some taka want you to daven out loud, and others say no. They concentrate much better if they daven quieter. I think that's more the Litvish way is quieter as opposed to yeah. I mean when they're davening regular. Yeah. Okay. So base because
quick question. I don't understand if making brachas is so important. Why not say in the language that you know, like other things we have?
What are you saying?
I mean, why not? If it's so important, the kavanah is that crucial. Then say it in the language that you understand.
Right.
Why brachas? So why is the brachas all in Hebrew? Why not? Why are we not making?
You want to say bracha? Honestly, you want to say brachas in English?
Yeah, if it's so important to understand what you're in, you have to have the proper.
How about you just
understand what they're saying?
How about you just learn the taich?
What?
How about you just learn how to taich it?
1 second. Do it by chametz. We say it in your language. Why don't you just learn the taich?
Just a few months ago, we can make brachas in different language.
No, brachas. Daven maybe. Brachas.
No, any brachas in daven. We discussed both.
Still have to do the minimum of Lashon Kodesh.
What do we have? We have by chametz. Chametz, right? By chametz, we say it in the language you understand. What else? There are a few other.
Yeah, but that's because you're being mevatel. That's not a tefillah. Being mevatel chametz is not a tefillah. Being mevatel chametz, you have to know what you're being. You have to know what
so
you're
just learn the taich. What's the difference?
So you got to learn the taich.
For that.
What?
You don't have to learn the taich. You could say it in whatever language.
I'm just saying, like people don't. If that's
are
the point,
you saying? Is this
should,
what you're getting at? That how come the schools don't teach Pirush Hamila?
Just learn it. If it's so important, then
he's getting why we say brachas in English.
We just got the longest sip in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, and yet no one teaches a thing about it.
It's a problem. So we have to learn how to touch. We do.
The bracha is the
I don't know. Two wrongs don't make a right. So I don't know.
By the Haggadah, by Rabbi Gamliel, we have to understand. Really, we do translators therefore from English. You say it in Hebrew, and you have to translate to make sure everyone understands that. Because this is very specific. You have to understand.
Well, really, the whole Haggadah really should be translated.
I translate the whole thing. Right.
Yeah.
But there's the minimum at least.
Yeah.
So if you want to understand it, there, I guess it's sad to say you would say it in English. It's not a bracha. I mean, maybe it is a bracha.
Right. Okay. So anyway, so that's the background. That's the background. So now let's get to another halacha, which is a very interesting halacha here. Well, 1 second. That's first before that. Right. When you make a bracha, your mouth has to be clean of saliva. Right, so meaning if your mouth fills up with saliva, so then you have to clear out your mouth. There should be nothing else in your mouth. Your mouth should be full of His praise, not with anything else, with nothing else in the mouth. Right?
Don't Swarm beat the food. Didn't say the bracha.
Who?
I thought Swarm beat the food. Didn't I say that? No.
No, I don't think so. No, but then now we're on to the next thing.
Make a bracha afterwards.
Now we're on to the next thing.
What does that mean? You should spit before you
So
daven?
this is no, you don't have to spit when you daven.
Before you daven.
What?
Spit before you daven.
No, but if you feel like your mouth fills up with saliva, so then you should swallow the saliva. By the way, you are allowed to spit in shul. You're allowed to spit in the shul. That's a pashat halacha.
I never thought to taste that.
You thought it's also
not at other people.
It's mutter.
Just not at other people.
There's a lot of people learning it, so it's hard for me to hear. What do you say?
Just not at other people.
Just not at other people. Yes.
Can you smoke while you make?
Your mother say it's allowed to spit in shul.
What do you say?
Can you smoke while you're making a bracha?
I mean, your mouth is full of smoke, but with the cigarettes in your mouth, you certainly can't make a bracha, right?
He's the same guy who wants to make it in English.
No. Can you stop? I don't know. Can you have smoke in your mouth?
You can have braces. That's it.
Is smoke? That's a shiloh. We're gonna get that in a minute.
What?
Yes. Not braces, but I don't know. Smoke is considered something. Yeah. No, he brings it here in the footnote. The footnote 7. Yeah, I think
The
it's
idea is that shouldn't interfere with.
No, it's just not. It's not proper. It's not.
Braces.
No, the smoke.
No, but he does.
Smoking.
Nobody said you're gonna get the Tzaddik of the Year award for with a cigarette, but the bottom line is it sure. Okay, but no, he brings on the footnote. He brings. Yeah. So he brings here in the footnote that it's common when you're eating multiple foods, right? And you make a bracha and you want to eat another food, like a shahakal and a hadama, or a hadama, shahakal, whatever it is, and you didn't finish swallowing the drink before you, right? So you're at a kiddush, our good old kiddush, and you're in such a rush to eat all the food from the kiddush. So you have your wine, and then before it's even out of your mouth, you're already making the mezainis. So you got to be careful with that. Yes.
Don't waste time.
So fake teeth, the poskim say that's fine, but what do you call it? Bite plate, retainers and bite plates. So when I was asked this shaila, I was asked this I think a year ago, this shaila, and I had thought in my own puny little brain that if he's constantly talking like that and he's not embarrassed, let's say he would be in front of taking a faher or a test, or he's in front of a judge, he would leave it in. So then that's his regular way of talking, right? But if he would take it out when he wants to make a good impression or something, then he would have to take it out when he davens too. Right, that's what I thought. Whatever it is, anything.
It's not a permanent.
But people also have those spaces.
So he says from the river of Ephraim, one of our own. Yeah. So he said, he says that from the river of Ephraim, that if it messes with your pronunciation, then you got to take it out, and you got to take out the bad place. What are you saying?
What does that mean?
Not on your appearance.
If it's one, what do you mean?
Bracha. Like, mice, you can make a bracha just with your pants on or something.
Right?
We're only marking on your mouth, right?
For now,
You're not marking it on-
Because of Yamalik Piti Laseh.
So it's only out.
I think so,
It's not
right.
out covered.
Not all covered, but meaning if it's something that's constantly in your mouth and you never take it
Right.
out,
No,
it's-
no,
it's-
I'm
I
saying-
think, I have no idea if I'm right. That was my own svara. I have no idea if that's right.
It's disrupting your
So
enunciation.
Yaakov, what is correct pronunciation?
Well, let's say a
No,
mass.
meaning
What does that
I
mean?
Mass.
What does
yeah,
that
so
mean?
he's asking, what does it mean? What does it mean? A mask.
Not enunciation, not pronunciation.
Enunciation. Oh, there you go.
People don't hear.
Right, you're right. It's not pronunciation, it's enunciation. Meaning if you would say it, if you end up saying it with a list, that's where I understand it. Meaning if
No, but I'm saying, you pronounce it like a glitziano, you say he.
oh,
It's theory.
I hear.
I know, but we do the best.
No, I don't. I understood it like if you're talking, if your speech is not clear, right? It ends up. It's not slurred. It's not slurred,
Sun and shade is possible.
right?
This was at night.
It's not slurred. It's like you end up talking with a list.
It's at night. There's no sun, there's no shade.
I think that's why I understand. I didn't look up the river as a Friday. I didn't look it up. But
That's how you do it, but it's.
It
because we have
can't,
people.
I should took off his mask.
What are you saying?
it can't be unintelligible.
No, I think unintelligible for sure doesn't work, right? Unintelligible for sure doesn't work.
Right, I know, but
Right.
it-
But you're right. I think even less than unintelligible. It is intelligible, but it just doesn't come out so clear. Then it's a
So it's
bizarre.
unintelligible to who? To who? What do
To-
I care if you understand my bracha? Who cares if you understand my bracha? I'm talking about Yisrael. So you don't understand my bracha? Who cares?
You're saying like, what's the difference between that and somebody who actually has a natural list?
Yeah, you're saying it's has nothing to do with the people in the shul. What's the difference?
I hear.
We're not talking a natural lisp.
No, we're
We're
not talking
a
about that.
natural lisp. You're talking
No,
about
no.
something in your mouth.
But
Who
what's the
cares?
difference?
It's a valid
Hashem
point. If you
understands what
have
I'm
the right
saying.
kavana, then who cares how it sounds?
No, because no. If you can, one second. If I have the right kavana, but I'm chewing gum, I have the best kavana in the world. If I'm chewing gum, I have ADD, ADHD, whatever. I gotta do something. I got nerves, so I gotta chew gum, and then I concentrate much better. Am I allowed to make a bracha?
No.
With the gum
No.
in my mouth? You can't,
No.
right? You can't because it's
Take
Mali
medication.
B'Til L'Secha.
Just don't
It's in addition to the medication, right? I'm just saying, whatever. That's I don't know, whatever.
What about a piercing?
Now, what about saying amen?
Like a tongue piercing.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. That would be. What about saying amen? Can you say amen with something else? This is very nagay, right? You're sitting, you
Right,
finally got
yeah,
the
yeah.
food into your mouth by the kiddush after concentrating and saying the bracha slow, and then you swallowed your drink.
And
And
out of
with all the
nowhere,
patience,
somebody
and
makes
now,
a
of
bracha.
course,
The
you
guy
get the
next to you
from
makes
a
a
guy who decides he's gonna make all his brachas. He's making all the brachas, and he wants to make all the brachas out loud so he can be mazaka you with so many mitzvahs, right? And now you got food in your mouth. So now what? You spit out the food in order to answer amen?
No, you're saying,
Right.
You tell the
So
guy-
he brings from the Butchacher that the Butchacher says you can answer amen. The Aishal Avram Butchacher. There's two
It's
Aishal
not in
Avrams.
control.
What?
It's not because you're not in control. One other person will make a problem.
So what?
You have to
No,
prepare.
he says
Stop
you
what
should
you're
try.
doing.
You
So don't
should-
say amen. Don't answer. You don't
Right,
have
no,
to
if you,
say
no, but if you
amen.
can't answer amen, you can't answer amen. You can't answer amen.
Right, so the question is, do you not say anything or do you answer the mumble?
Like, it's like those guys that come that they, somebody was once complaining about this. These people decide they're saying Birchas HaShachar in the morning. Rabbi, this is right up your alley, right? They come, they decide they're going to say Birchas HaShachar out loud for you. So now what? Now I can't start Baruch Shomar because I don't want to start a hefsek because you decided to be a big tzaddik next to me. And now, can I walk away? Can I not walk away? You feel like a guy. If
The
you
last time, it's the last time you dive in that minion.
I told them you're making too much noise.
whatever it is, I'm saying, but you're not mechuyev to answer amen. If you're not right to answer amen, so you can't answer amen, right? That's just the way it goes. If your mouth is full of food, so he's saying, so you should try and swallow. What? No, but if you're no saying, who says you?
It would be the same if you're in the bathroom.
No,
You
I'm
hear
saying
it,
it's the
you can't
same.
answer
Who
them, right?
says you mechuyev to answer
I'm not
amen?
saying
Who says
it's
you
not.
have to? How out of the way do you have to go in order to answer amen? Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
It would be the same if you're in the bathroom, you hear it properly, you can't answer them.
Correct. Right. Right.
What?
If you're in the
Well,
okay.
these bathrooms, you can't.
Okay, so now this next thing is going to be a little. This next We got time. This is also a long sif, but it's Nagea Lamaisa. And we may not be so happy with what it says here. Also, loitzi shem shemayim levatola. Okay, that we know. You're not allowed to be mighty shem shemayim levatola. B'cholam mighty shem shemayim levatola. If you over shem shemayim levatola, over on mitzvahs asay, you over on a mitzvahs asay. Ksiv es Hashem lekechatira. Right? If ksiv if like sishmar liyiras Hashem hanichbar v'hanayra, if you're not going to properly watch it, v'zeh michlal hayira. That's part of fearing Hashem. Shalei lahazke shmaya gadol kiyim b'derech shevach u'bracha. You can only mention Hashem's name if you're praising him, or benching him, making a bracha. Now again, it's not a lav. That's what's interesting. Right off, it's not a lav. It's an asay. You're being mevatel a mitzvah's asay because you're not fearing Hashem. If you say Hashem's name, you're not fearing him properly. Right? That's what everybody learns out. That if you're not, when somebody who you fear, like a rebbe or a parent, you don't call them by their name. Right? That's a fallout from this type of thing. What? No, but that's a different issue. That's a different issue. Right? Yes, that's for sure. We're gonna get that. He's gonna get that in a minute. Very good. Yeah. Right? Only when you're mechuyev or derech limud. Right? Which we're gonna get to. We'll get to that. What that means? Because what does it mean derech limud?
What's the case anyway of the Shem Shemayim Levatala?
You say Hashem. You just say Hashem's name.
Like Hashem? Like
any of the names. We're gonna see. We'll see any of the names. Any of the names that are meant for Hashem. Let's see. V'yira v'yizdaza evarov, and you should be scared, and your limbs should shake. V'shashu maskers Hashem yisparach shemay. Whenever you say Hashem's name, it should be done with awe and fear. But not to say it levatala. Beloy shem hamayuchad bulvad, not just the shem hamayuchad, right? Adoi or whatever those things. Elakol hashemes hamayuchadim l'shma yisparach, all the names that are mayuchad for Hashem, right? Now, what does that mean? That means shem yudke vavke and aleph daled nun, and then kel elokim. Shakai and right, and Shakai, Tzvokos, right. But what about Rachum, Chanun, all that? That's not an issur, right? The only time we said this a couple of weeks ago. The only time you can't say Rachum, Chanun, anything like that is if you're in a place that's dirty. There you can't say it. But otherwise, saying Rachum, Chanun, it's only the 7 names of Hashem that are the issue, right? Now, what about kids that are learning for their bar mitzvah?
Oh boy!
Right? Can they say Hashem's name? What about a parent? What about a parent who's benching with the kids or saying brachas with the kids? Right? So do you?
That's not levatala.
What?
It's not levatala.
Well, that's the question: is it levatala or not?
Maybe that's what it says. Derech halimud. That's
Everything's about
right.
Not like that.
I hear.
If you look back, maybe that's the explanation. Maybe that's the explanation. It says over there.
Right, that's a shaila, right? That's that exactly. Derech limud, right? So the Paiskim say that derech limud is okay, right?
To do it the way it's not supposed to be done, but it's
yeah. But even that might be it could be that even then you could say Hashem both because you're praising Hashem. Lamaisa, when you're praising Hashem, if you're legitimately praising Hashem, you could say Hashem's name. That's a kula. That is a kula, right? You could say Hashem's name. We'll get to this in a minute. What do I just want to say? Yeah. So because the problem is that when you teach the bar mitzvah kids or you teach your kids, you say Adoi. And they say Ado, and then you can't teach them how to properly say it, right? Okay. Now here's the part that's it's I don't want to say it's controversial, but it's it's not only usher to say it in Hashem's name and in Lashon Kodesh, it's usher to say, to refer to God. I could say it now because we're learning, right? It's usher in any language, right? So, Yeah, 1 second. And if you curse your friend, or yourself, I don't know why you do that, but if you do that, right, you got bigger issues if you do that. B'shma Yisbarach, with Hashem's name, or with a nickname. Or any of the names that were Meshabeach. Kamay Hagodol, Hagibor, V'Hanoira, Hanemon, Ha'adir, V'Chazak, V'Amitz, Ha'izus, Chanun, V'Rachum, Kanok, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed, all those are referring to Hashem. B'chol Lashon, Chayiv Malkus. That's Chayiv Malkus, because that's a lav. Oh,
no,
1 second.
not
So that could be a problem. 1 second. But in our many Averas, most people are not. Yeah, correct. Hashem Gotzel right?
Say that again?
Strofen. Yeah. So he said, for those Yiddish speakers, right? Hashem should. But they say. You're over on a lav, it's a deraisa. The Kitzur is saying that if you use, so now when you say G-D, what you're saying, right? What? Is that, I'm saying, you over on it's a deraisa now or not?
You don't say that on a person. You say every time.
But 1 second. But you're cursing something. You're cursing some. I don't know. We need somebody to figure out. Can somebody Google exactly what is the definition when you say G-D, whatever.
So
right?
nowadays, we say Hashem.
No, so Hashem.
Hashem sounds like God.
No, because Hashem is just a reference to Hashem. It's not one of Hashem's names.
No.
It's his nickname.
Whatever.
It's not a nickname.
You're cursing something.
Yeah.
What's that? Let's go a little bit. Let's say you curse without Hashem's name and without any of the nicknames. Or the klala comes out from a klal of what you're saying. Let this person not be benched. Even though you're not because you didn't actually curse him, you just said you don't want him to be benched. But there is an issur for that. You can't write Hashem's name either. So now the people that write God,
G-D, right?
that write it with G-O, then a D.
What?
I'm saying they write it out without the dash. Are they right or are they wrong?
The corners are wrong.
Capital G or lower?
Right?
Didn't we learn this a few years back?
Did we do this?
I think we did in this on Monday night share. No, did we not?
We did something on a Monday night share, but I can't remember when.
I thought we said it was fine if it's not in the you don't have to do the G-D. It doesn't mean anything.
How is it not a reference? That's the same on the chub.
It's no different than saying Hashem. Like we said, it's not a real name.
No, but he's saying here that God is.
No, I understand that, but that's the way I thought we came out. That it wasn't. So it was a non-issue.
So what are we saying? His comes out. The Kitzur right here is saying that
he's very strong against this.
Yes, correct. No, but here's the thing. I don't know if he says it here. But the pshat is like this. It's only a problem when you're using Hashem's name in vain. When you're using Hashem's name as limud, right? That's fine. When you're using Hashem's name as learning, it's fine. When you're using Hashem's name as a praise, it's also fine. So if you're writing, may God bless you, that's fine, right? You can even say Hashem's name in that case, correct?
Or when people sneeze.
Correct. I don't think it's a problem to say God bless you when somebody sneezes. That's well, I don't know, maybe not, because is it shot that you're using Hashem's name to give a bracha or you're benching Hashem?
I don't know.
Right?
From here, it sounds like you're not allowed to say even for a praise. So you only allow
he's not discussing praise here.
It doesn't say anywhere about a praise.
Right. He's not discussing praise here. He's not discussing praise. But that's the halacha.
The opposite of praise.
Correct. But in the Mishnah Brura, he brings, I forgot the exact source. We'll look it up for next week. But that for when you're praising Hashem's name, that's not called saying Hashem's name levatol. Svardim, where's this? What Australian, don't they use Hashem's name sometimes when they say, hey, you ask the study how you doing? Some of them say, what? No, sometimes they use some of them. No. Some of them will actually use Hashem's name. Correct. Right.
That's why they say. But they do it by now. I think that's what they do by now.
Right. No, but some of the right. But the point is if you're writing the word God in a name, and if you're saying God or spelling it out.
Father says it.
Right. Okay. So we have to stop here. We'll continue this tomorrow. Next week. All right, I'll see you soon on the other end. What?
The same God plus America.
I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, but that's what's wrong with that.
I don't know.
No, we have to be machalik, whether that's you taking Hashem's name and you're benching somebody with it as opposed to praising Hashem. So we have to, I don't know.
My question for you is, while your friend is drinking his ginger kale, is he reading his green eggs and jam? I don't know.
Well, I eat hamburgers.
Yeah. All right. Good enough, everybody.
Thank you, Tzvi.
It's fuming.
My sister texted my wife.
Was it her first date ever?
No. But
Okay, at least that not.
Well, but the guy's an idiot.
What?
How do you go out for an hour and a half, interview the girl, and then say you're not interested? And how does shit? No, who's that? Like, really? Mordechai was here when my wife.
Huh?
Your brother Mordechai was here. My wife called me after she just hung up the phone. Can't remember that he spoke to this woman. She's like, "Oh man, you got the guts to deal with them." So how much raw? It's just like
I don't actually think he just doesn't have any tact.
he doesn't. It's Zikha doesn't have any tact. She said he followed a script. He was interviewing her.
Huh?
I mean, there was no seichel, there was no nothing. And then he says no. Like without giving a shit. Like he felt she didn't open up. Yeah, she didn't open up. It was the first day you stuffed her in a furniture store.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm saying I'm not.
I take no.
No, I'm saying it's not. It's about what I'll say.
I take no responsibility. Listen.
To do with some like ridiculous.
What?
You want some moron. This is all he comes in. So he has from the back, and then he has to wear his mask, walk across the room to eat the food that everybody stuck their mouths in, and then he leaves as soon as he comes just to eat. Then it drops $1 in the place.
Yeah, some people have.
This guy. Hi. He looks ridiculous. He's makes no sense.
I hear.
No.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. Yeah, that's what are you gonna do? Some people just don't have it. I'm affiliated with all of them. But you think Shai, are you blaming again? Could be. Yes, it's in the 60s.
Parts. Actually.
you? What are you? They're giving for a reason. They don't ask questions. I was like, oh my God.
I know, like I watched this. We tutorial.
Good evening, Aaron.
Sounds like Shlomi Friedman.
It is Shlomi Friedman.
Oh, how are you?
Hey, Parrots.